back to the Hard Money Academy. This is Chris Jameson with SF Lending. Now we're going to talk about Hard Money 106. Why would you even use hard money? As I've discussed before, you're going to use hard money in a couple different situations. Either you've got to close quick or the house needs a lot of repairs. But you want to use money because you're going to use less capital per deal. You're going to save cash to buy more houses. You're going to increase returns. You're going to leverage other people's money and experience. It's less expensive than partnering, and most importantly, you're going to minimize your oops or your out-of-pocket spending. Now here's a quick scenario. I'm going to break down the differences at a surface level from hard money, conventional, and a cash purchase. So we're taking the exact same house, three different scenarios. $100,000 purchase price, $40,000 rehab, and an ARV of $200,000. So you're taking this house, you're going to put $40,000 in rehab to it, and it's going to be worth $200,000 after you do that. If you're buying a house with hard money, you're going to have closing costs, points, fees, and that's going to be about $6,000 in this scenario. First, let's talk about the loan amount. A hard money lender is going to loan you up to 70%, some situations 75%, but to keep numbers simple, let's use 70% in this example. 70% of 200 is 140,000. That's your loan amount using hard money. Conventional, let's say that this property qualifies for conventional financing. With $40,000, it's just drywall and flooring and cabinets and countertops or whatever. You're doing that by choice, not out of necessity. You're going to have to put 20% down on the purchase. That's $20,000 down on a $100,000 purchase is an $80,000 loan amount. Buying the house cash, you're not going to have a loan, so loan amount zero on that. Closing costs on a hard money loan, total costs are typically about 7%. That's not only hard money costs, right? Typically 2 to 4 points plus junk fees. You're also going to have title costs, appraisal, survey, property insurance, HOA fees, closing cost reimbursements, things like that. Rough rule of thumb is to use 7% for the total closing costs. I've broken that down here between points and fees that go to the lender, about $6,000, and $3,000 in third-party fees. For conventional, it's a little bit less. You have a lower loan amount, but what they're also going to do is require you to escrow most of the time. You're going to have the same amount of third-party fees, so total closing costs with a conventional loan, including escrows, is about the same as a hard money loan. Now, keep in mind, some hard money lenders do require you to escrow taxes and insurance, so that $2,000 escrow would come across on the hard money side as well. In this scenario, I'm leaving it off. Cash, you're only going to have some third-party costs, maybe title and property insurance. So total closing costs, hard money, $9,000. Conventional, $9,000. Cash, $2,000. Rehab amount, $40,000. Stays the same, right? But if you're buying conventional, you've got to pay that $40,000 out of pocket. You're buying cash, obviously you've got to pay for the rehab cash out of pocket as well. Down payment, this is conventional, $20,000 down. Cash, you're buying all of it, $100,000. You're putting all your money to buy the house. Total out of pocket, this is your oops, right? Anytime money leaves your pocket or you've got money tied into a deal, that's called oops. You don't want that. Hard money, $9,000. Conventional, $69,000. Cash, $142,000. So the same house, if you're leveraging using hard money, is going to be $9,000 out of pocket to secure, buy, and lock up that deal. Conventional, $69,000 if you're going to buy that house conventional, if it qualifies. And in cash, you're going to tie up $142,000 in cash to get through this deal. What does that mean? Let's take an example where we're going to flip this house, okay? And I'll show you the returns on the next slide. Out of pocket to close, took that from the last slide. Holding costs, hard money, you're going to have about $10,000. Let's call this a 6-month holding time. You're going to have hard money costs, maintenance, things like that. Conventional, not as high of interest payments. And cash, you're going to have lawn maintenance, utilities, that kind of stuff. You're still going to have some holding costs. Total out-of-pocket spending. This is including buying costs, out-of-pocket, and holding costs. Hard money, $9,000. Conventional, $74,000. Cash, $143,000. Total out-of-pocket. Okay, we're going to sell this house for the same amount, $200,000. That was the ARV up front. There's some closing costs. They're going to eat away at that. Your commissions you're going to pay to your realtor, your title fees and other costs, third-party fees, Every time I sell a house, I always get dinged for inspection items. So you're gonna have some inspection items that you're gonna have to repair and account for that up front. There's also concessions that you can pay. There's HOA fees, there's home warranty fees. So in total, in this scenario, all the same across the board, your net sales price after costs, $182,000. Now maybe you can save some money and list it yourself, or you're a realtor, right? If that's true, the numbers would change across the board. This is the same house, the same situation, using the same fixed costs, okay? Your net sales price on hard money, $182. You borrowed $140, and your total out of pocket, your oops, was $19,000. Your net profit using hard money, $23,000. It's a little bit lower, but remember, you were only out of pocket $19,000. You more than doubled your money. Conventional, $182,000 net sales price, loan amount's $80, and your out of pocket was $74. That's a $28,000 net. Cash, $182 minus $143, that's a $39,000 profit. So using hard money, you made 23 grand. Using conventional, you made 28 grand. And using cash, you made $39,000. Why does that matter? Why am I comparing these? Take a look at total returns, okay? Hard money, your out of pocket was $19,000 and you made $23,000 net. That's 121% return on your money. You more than doubled your money on that, okay? Conventional, it took $74,000 to make $28,000. That's a 37% return. Cash, it took $143,000 of cash and risk and liability and exposure to be able to make $39,000. While you did make more using cash on a per deal basis, remember what I said before. If you buy a deal cash and tie up all that capital, maybe you're lucky and you do 2 of these deals per year. So you're doing 2 of these $39,000 deals per year if you're lucky, and you can find deals back to back. You're gonna make $80,000 for the year if you can do 2 deals cash, if you have the money to do them cash in a calendar year, 80 grand, okay? So using hard money with the same amount of cash that you have, if you had that much cash, you could do 7 times as many deals in this scenario. And that's at a time. Remember, you could do 2 of these deals per year if you're doing it cash. You could do 7 of these deals at once using hard money, or 14 for the entire year. Say you're just doing these 7 in 1 year using the same amount of capital that you would be doing if you bought this deal, rehabbed it, and sold it with cash. The same amount of money would make you $161,000 instead of $39,000. If you doubled that in a year, you do 2 houses cash in a year, you're gonna make 80 grand. If you do 14 houses with hard money, you're gonna make over $320,000. That's the power of leverage. Now, I've hit the nail on the head several times during these past few courses. Using leverage to minimize your out of pocket significantly increases your cash on cash returns. In this example, you're more than doubling your money every time you're doing a deal like this using hard money, as opposed to getting still better than market rates, still getting a pretty good return, right? In the 30s, 27%, something like that. But if you can double your money on every deal, how many deals would you do? All of them. That concludes Hard Money 106. Why would you use hard money? I hope you found this information very useful. If you have any additional questions, feel free to give me a shout. My information is on the screen. This is Chris Jameson, SF Lending, your hard money lender for life.